Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's conversation with one of our incredible speakers from the Women Thrive Summit. I'm excited to have all of you here joining for today's live with the incredible Hannah Roper. Hello, Hannah. How are you?
Hello, hello. I am good. I'm very pleased it is Friday. And after just saying that my dog was fast asleep, someone has just attempted to come near the back garden and he is now having a little shout at them. So I do apologise and he will settle down in just a moment.
That's all right. If you have to run away just for a second to make sure he's settled, feel free to do that because I'm about to do a little introduction if you want it.
Yes, you do a little introduction and I'll settle him.
All right. Well, Hannah is our guest speaker today for this incredible interview. And today we're talking from confusion to clarity, navigating your creative business through self validation. And when I first met Hannah, I was like, oh my goodness, this incredible lady wears so many hats. She has done so many amazing things in her professional and personal career, and as well as I will be doing official introduction in just a moment, so I don't want to give too much away. But Hannah is joining us from the UK, right?
Yes, yes, I am down south in a place called Portsmouth. Just think central south of the UK on the map. And I would like to say it is sunny by the sea, but right now it's just pretty cloudy and a bit miserable.
Well, let's see how we get on today. So I would love for you to meet Hannah. So Hannah Roper is multi-talented entrepreneur, country music singer, and a founder of Country on the Coast Festival. She's the visionary founder and the driving force behind the Female Creative, a thriving community empowering women in the pursuit of their work life balance and business success. And today we're talking really about how to create more clarity in your business. So if you are feeling a little bit lost, confused, not sure which way to go, and you want to navigate your current situation through a bit more clarity and creativeness, this is what we're going to be talking about. So, Hannah, tell me a little bit more about yourself other than what I already shared about you.
So I guess I've had a really interesting career history that has led me to have the female creative. I've been in learning and development for over 20 years now. So I have always been helping and teaching and coaching people for as long as I can remember. I've worked in primary schools. I was a secondary school music teacher. I taught over in New York. I've taught police officers. I've contributed to learning for air traffic controllers. So a real wide audience. But the commonality in that is that I love developing people. I love giving people space to find out something new and to shine and to grow. But what people see today is not who I was. Even I normally say about 5 years ago, but in all honesty, it's only really been in the last 12 months that I have felt the inner confidence to step into a space like this and to really push the female creative and all of the other creative projects that I'm involved in. Just over 10 years ago this year, I walked away from a very toxic relationship. And I count myself as a survivor of domestic abuse because of the things that I went through. And so often people think that when it comes to domestic abuse, when you walk out the door, then that's it. That's the start of your new life. But it probably took another 5 to 6 years to really leave that relationship behind and to find out who I was again. In that relationship, I lost my confidence. I lost my identity. Some of that was then wrapped up in becoming a mum. I lost my identity because I had to give up some of the hobbies that I had. I had to give up some of my passion projects and be a mum, but also be in this really toxic environment where I was constantly second guessing myself. And as you can imagine, for anyone that's been in that environment, it slowly starts to chip away and you don't realize that you've lost yourself. And it's only when you start to come out the other side and you start to go into the recovery process that you start to think, this is not who I am,
Mm.
but I don't know who that person is. So I really, it sounds super cheesy, but I've been on such a transformative journey over the last 10 years. And if you had told me even 18 months ago that I would be speaking at the Women Thrive Summit, I don't think I would have believed you, in all honesty. So, it's been a real long journey. I've had career changes, I've started businesses, I've left things behind, I've walked away from friendships, all through that pursuit of really discovering who I really am.
Wow, amazing. What a journey. And you wear so many hats. And I think in what you're doing, I think it's a testimony that when people have diverse passions and skill sets, you can actually achieve so much and you can pursue all of those things all at once. So, tell me a little bit more about the female creative and what does that stand for? What does it do?
So the Female Creative, it is a lockdown business. It was born out of seeing that there was a need there. I was part of an online community of women, creative women, incredible women, who wanted to turn their passions into a business. They wanted to monetize something that they love and earn an income, that kind of then fulfilled them still. So it wasn't just about the financial gain, it was also about that fulfillment. And I realized, being in this community, that they didn't have the knowledge and the skills to take their business from this idea, take
Mm.
action, and start to earn an income. So that's how the Female Creative started out, because I realized that all of the knowledge that I'd gained through my country music career, through network marketing opportunities, through learning and development, but also then through running the Country Music Festival, all of that was transferable into their businesses. So it was born out of a want to help, to serve, and to again provide that platform for other women to take their passions, monetize them, earning an income in the way that they wanted to. And it's grown into this wonderful community, and it grew from me just initially helping people with their branding, their website design, but also then moving into creating one-to-one coaching spaces, online communities, and now we have an in-person networking event that we hold 4 times a year as well, that attracts women from all different industries, all different backgrounds, but the common theme is they want to be part of a community, they want to feel supported, and they want somebody alongside them who's going to help them ride the highs and lows of running a business. And that's, to me, what the Female Creative is about. And over time I've thought, should I rebrand under my own name? But actually now the Female Creative, and that brand and the visuals that you see of the orange and the pink, just really encapsulates the feminine power and the love and that community aspect. And yeah, it's only going to grow.
Yeah. Wow, I love that. The community aspect as we embark on professional journeys or entrepreneurial journeys, it's so important to have a space where we can have conversations, where we can, share inspiration, share what we achieved. And I know certainly observing other people in my industry has given me more inspiration, motivation to pursue my own goals, because then it opens our minds like what is possible for you, and you've done that incredibly well. So I just want to say to our audience, I can see that some of our ladies are watching us right now. I want to invite you to this conversation. How has community impacted you and your business? Are you part of any communities right now? Maybe you're looking for a community for yourself, and what would you like from it? So I can see a lovely comment coming in here. Business can be lonely, and love your offering of feminine power and community. Thank you, Keely. Good to see you watching us right now. Feel free to share this live as well. I think it would be beneficial for some people to be part of this conversation. And if you have any questions for Hannah right now, feel free to drop it in the comments. Now, Hannah, I know entrepreneurship is tough at times. What challenges did you have to face or overcome in the pursuit of your success?
So many challenges, and I'm still overcoming challenges every single day. And I want when I speak and when I am running my networking events, I always do talk about the fact that business is challenging. That's partly why you need a community to help support you through that. For me personally, I started to create my country music career. I never looked at it as a business initially. And creating that country music career, I was already in my 30s. I was very British, as you can tell. Country music, especially the UK country music scene, was not as big as it is now. So I had a lot of challenges, even just stepping into some of the spaces that I've been into. External challenges such as not being accepted, not being seen to be serious, but also internal challenges of me doubting myself, having that low self-confidence of stepping into those spaces. I remember when I was recording my second EP, and I was working with a producer who'd worked with many artists over in Nashville. I'd had professional photography shoots going on, proper. It was a proper thing. It was a proper EP, and that was really scary. But I remember having a conversation, and at that point, I was with my now husband, and I was being told that, basically, don't tell anyone that you've got a boyfriend. Don't tell anyone that you've got a partner. You need to be seen to be single. Don't tell anyone that you're in your 30s. You have to make it out that you're a lot younger. And when you're having that narrative put towards you, if you're not careful, you start to believe other people's narratives. And that's been a real theme throughout my life and my development, is almost hearing other people's narratives and really putting measures in place to not take those narratives on as my own. I then went into a world of network marketing. I've learned loads of skills being Lily Garland, who is my alter ego, around event management, putting on gigs, website design, branding, the power of branding, not just the visuals, but also the ethos behind your brand and how you make people feel and how you put that out there. And I dabbled in the world of network marketing. And straight away, there was a challenge, because network marketing or direct sales is also seen as maybe not such a desirable business opportunity. There's got a lot of negative connotations around it. Now, I look back on that time with real favorability. I learned so much about communication, about networking, enhanced my branding skills. But it was really difficult to step into that sales space with a lot of negativity surrounding it. And the reason that I moved away from that opportunity was purely because I wanted to go and do other things. It wasn't negative around what the business model was. And then I decided I was going to run my own country music festival. Woke up one day, thought, I'm fed up of traveling to gigs myself. I'm going to bring people to me. And that was a real challenge, because I didn't know anything about running a festival. And I had people telling me, well, what are you doing? Your festival is not going to be successful. What do you mean you want to put UK country artists on the stage? People aren't going to come and watch. You're not going to sell tickets. What do you mean you're putting it on a pier? It's not going to work out. It's not going to go beyond a year. And so really the pattern of my challenges has all come from other people's narratives and them putting that onto me, and me then learning that I don't have to accept that. One thing that my dad always taught me was, he always says to me, feedback is a gift. When other people offer you feedback, it's a gift. And I then took that step further to say, well, if it's a gift, I can choose to accept that gift, or I can choose to reject that gift. And that was a real powerful moment for me when I realized that people were giving me this feedback. If I wanted to accept it, I could, but if I wanted to reject it, that was also within my power. And leading on from that, and it's a challenge that I've even had in the last year. As you said, I wear many hats. I do a lot of things. I work in a corporate environment because I enjoy what I do, and my work there is not done yet. I've not achieved all the things that I want to achieve. So I want to keep that going. I run the Country Music Festival. I have the Female Creative. I'm on the board of directors for an inspirational women's award ceremony. And I also host a country music radio show every Wednesday evening on a radio station near to me. And so often I get challenged around, well, you can't possibly do it all. You've got to give something up. You've got to make a choice. And that's really difficult when you've got all these things that you love. They all feed into each other in some way. They all fulfill a variety of needs that I have. And yet people are telling you that you can't do it all. People are telling you that you have to choose. And I've even had other business mentors and people that are within a space of authority who are creating their own communities for the entrepreneurial world telling me that I have to choose. And don't get me wrong, as a human being, we will always have an immediate emotional reaction when people tell us things that are hurtful or are challenging. But one of the things that I've learned to overcome is to take that immediate emotional feeling and almost just kind of just take it away from me a second and look at it with a different pair of eyes and say, right, well, am I coming from a place of love? Am I coming from the right motivations? Am I hurting anyone with the decisions that I'm making? Am I making anybody else's life difficult? And as long as I can stay true to myself and know that the reasons that I'm doing these things are for the right reasons, I'm going to carry
Mm,
on doing all the things. But it's taken me a long time to get there.
yeah. Yeah, I can totally relate with that. There are always going to be those people who will doubt your dreams or tell you it's not possible, but I said it's their own limitations and only you know. And I truly believe that only you know why you're doing certain things, why you're doing what you're doing, why you're pursuing that dream, and really what it means to you. And I think
Mm.
that's the key driver of you achieving the impossible when you know what that means to you, because it might not mean anything from the outside. Looking from the outside in, it's like, okay, why is she doing that? Like, it doesn't make sense because there is no
Mm.
connection to them, but to you, this is personal. So, what drives your mission? Why? What makes you get out of bed and say, you know what, I'm gonna pursue this wholeheartedly, and I'll go all the way in?
For me, it's seeing other people achieve.
Mm,
That is my biggest driver. When I run my networking events, and again, sometimes I will be at home and I've got a networking event coming up, and I think, "Oh God, why do I do this to myself? Why do I add something else in?" And my driver is when I then see on social media or I hear that a few of my attendees have then met up for coffee or have now collaborated in creating a new service or for a retreat, or I see members of my community purchasing incredible products from other members in my community. That's when I sit back and go, that's why I do this. I
mm,
do this to connect people. I do this to provide a safe space for people to take the next step. I do it within my corporate career. That's why I'm not ready to let go of it yet. I create opportunities for learning, to enhance, to make change. And that's what motivates me. That's what drives me for the country music community. I want to connect them. I want to connect the Portsmouth artists with the Nashville artists, the Texans with the Mancunians. I want to provide that space. So when I am feeling overwhelmed, which I do still feel overwhelmed, I do still feel stressed, I do still have those moments of, what am I doing? Why am I not just content with sitting in my pajamas and watching a box set with my dog, and obviously the family as well, but the dog's the baby now. And that is absolutely fine for some people, but I've never been that person. When COVID struck and I was on furlough and I was so privileged to still be earning a wage for not working, my country music festival had to stop. I couldn't perform as Lily Garland. My husband said to me, "Why don't you just rest?" I said, "I can't. I can't just rest because there are things to do. There is change to be made for the better, and there are people to support." And I guess that, summing that up, that is my driver. I have such a desire to help and support other people that I can't rest. There's always something else for me to be doing.
oh my goodness, I can totally relate. Sometimes I say to myself, right, just take a break, take a foot off the pedal. Like, you don't have to do all of this. You don't have to take over the world and, come up with another new idea that's just gonna put more pressure on you. But it's like as if I can't. It's like I have this mission in life and I want to do it. And that's what gives me purpose and meanings. And as they say, give a busy person another thing to do and they'll make sure they'll get it done, right? So I think we'll just figure it out.
And exactly that, even during my corporate job this week, I've been given a new project, and the person that's dealing with it, she's very much saying, "Oh, I know you're so busy. I'm really sorry. If you could just help a little bit." And then that driving force within me is like, right, let's get this done. Let's do this. There's a problem to be solved here. There's a change that we can make, and I think that is something. And I have found that not everybody understands that. Even, within family, within friends, people don't always understand that driver, and it can be really difficult to explain, because when
Mm.
I see a gap, when I see people that are looking for something, that are looking for a service or looking for a support system, I think, oh, I can feel that. I can help. And
Yeah.
and it's not about me, it's about them. Of course, we enjoy it when we see people succeed. We enjoy it when people come back to us and say, "Oh, because of what you said, I've done this," or "Because of the opportunity you've provided, I've done this." And that to me is the cherry on the cake, which is
Mm.
what links into the what I'm talking about at the Women Thrive Summit, which is that power of self-validation, and almost knowing that you're doing the right thing and you're doing it for the right reasons. And even if you have people around you that are giving you a negative narrative, as long as you can look internally and know that you're doing things for the right reason,
Mm.
keep going.
Keep going. Keela says, rest. Like, yeah, we don't know what that is, right? For us highly achieving women, we don't know what that even means. Hannah, tell me a little bit more about how can people actually work with you? I know you do a lot of things, but if people feeling really inspired and motivated, it's like, oh my God, I need a bit of Hannah in my life. What are the ways to work with you?
Well, there's always enough of me to go round, which is the great part. There are a variety of different ways to work with me, and again, I've made sure that I have provided free opportunities to kind of be in my world, as well as then opportunities to really have some one-on-one intensive time with me. So I have a free Facebook community, which is the Female Creative Hub, which is held by Facebook. It is for female entrepreneurs, regardless of industry and regardless of where you are in your business journey. And you will get top tips from me based on my experience, Q&A opportunities. As I've just seen Anna's commented in the chat. Anna is one of my incredible community members. Anna is an incredible author. So, I will work with people from being authors to crochet hat makers to Pilates instructors, dance teachers, photographers, jewelry. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, there is a space for you in the Female Creative Hub. So if you wanted a bit more help, I'm just about to launch an online product. So actually, it's come off the back of Women Thrive. So thank you, Ray, for kicking my butt and making me get things sorted. So I'm going to have a suite of digital products that, again, is all about me giving the knowledge that I've gained myself and through working with my clients and a variety of different subjects. Social Media Unleashed is the product that's going to be launched in kind of alongside the Women Thrive Summit, which is all about how you as a business owner reframe your relationship with social media and use it for the tool that it is, rather than get overwhelmed. It's not about making you into a social media manager or an expert, but it's come out of the repeated questions that I get every time I do coaching sessions with clients. You can also come and work with me for a one-to-one strategy workshop, which is an intensive 1 hour where we will solve a problem, because that is what I do best. I solve problems. So that is accessible. It comes with 7 days worth of voice support as well. And then you have my one-to-one coaching programs, which is either 6 or 12 sessions, which is then all about me really getting to know you and your business, taking you on a journey, helping you set your goals. I'm so passionate about my goal setting method, which is not only do you set a financial goal, you set a creative goal, but you also set an impact goal. And I take my clients on that journey and help them take action.
I love that impact goal. I never thought about it that way. It's quite interesting. I love goals, and it's interesting when you set goals and then you review them, like let's say 4 months, 5 months later, and you're like,
Mm.
wow, I done that. And I
Yeah.
moved that so much further. And sometimes when we don't write it down, it just ends up being a dream that never gets accomplished. So goal setting is so important. And congrats on the new product offering that is coming out in March. I'm very excited. We get so many questions around social media, and I think everybody's just like, trying to navigate this really difficult space of figuring out how to make it work for ourselves, and it's different for everyone.
Mm.
Hannah, I'm excited to have you at the Women Thrive Summit, and of course, if you're watching this right now, I'd love for you to register your spot at thewomenthrivesummit.com, or of course, when Hannah is sharing her links, sign up via her link and register for her session. So Hannah, what can people expect during your talk at the Women Thrive Summit?
So, my talk is called From Confusion to Clarity: The Power of Self Validation. And it's all about taking you from feeling overwhelmed and struggling to take action to really digging deep and realizing the power that you have within you, the ability that you have to accept or reject feedback or advice that is given to you. It's about how do you celebrate your wins. We talk about it all the time, but what does that really mean, and how can that help you take action then in your business, and also define your own version of
Mm,
success? I'll be talking a little bit more about my goal setting method, and how that really helps get you clear, reduce the overwhelm, and enable you to be in a space that you take action. Because ultimately, as you said just a moment ago, Ray, when you don't look at your goals, if you don't write them down, if you don't make them into a reality, they're just dreams. And as a child, and even growing up into my teens, and even early days in the workplace, we're told that knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. You must know, you must learn. Knowledge is power. But actually, that's not true. And that doesn't serve us as entrepreneurs and business owners. The power is in the action. Yes, you need the knowledge, absolutely, but the power is in the action. So,
yeah.
my talk is all about helping you reframe your mindset and practical tips to enable you to take action in your business to hit your version of success.
I love that. I love that, Hannah. This is so good. And, we've got a whole week packed with incredible talks. And just to know that there are inspirational talks, but also there's very practical, action-driven workshops that is going to serve our audience who are perhaps really feeling overwhelmed and wondering, where do I take the next step to get myself further ahead? So that's really wonderful. I just want to remind people as well that you can register your spot, and there are free tickets. So you can head over to womenthrivesummit.com, get yourself a free ticket. But if you're wanting to really attend Hannah's talk, you got to do it live on the free ticket. Okay. If you miss her talk, you are going to have to purchase a ticket to watch her replay. But I highly recommend that you are there live, because you get to engage with her, ask questions, really be in that space and energy as Hannah will be sharing her tips and strategies. Do you remember when you're speaking on stage, Hannah?
Yes, and do you know the only reason I remember it's because it's my husband's birthday. So on Friday, the 22nd of March at 12 p.m. So basically, this sort of time in the day. So whether you're out walking the dog, whether you're in the car, you can listen in. Whether you're taking your lunch break, yeah,
Mhm.
please do come and join me live. And I just want to say, off the back of what Raya said, I actually purchased a ticket last year for the Women Thrive Summit, because getting to know the women that we have had
Mm.
this year within this experience, there is so much value, so much inspiration to get, and there's a lot going on. So if you can upgrade and
Mm.
purchase a ticket so you can then watch things back, if you can't make every single talk live, I've not regretted it. I've carried on watching things as the year has gone on,
Yeah.
and then you know that you can go back to them as well if there's something that really connects.
Yeah. Yeah. And those who register even for like the $99 ticket, not only you get access to this year's summit, you get access to all the 4 past year summits. So there's a lot of value. And if you can't wait, I can't wait for this event to happen, you can go back to last year's recordings, and there's really incredible, life changing, transformational talks, workshops, resources. And that the good thing is that every speaker actually bring their gifts and resources for
Yes.
attendees as well, which is going to be amazing. Hannah, I just want to say thank you. And honestly, I feel inspired by what you're doing. I love watching you rise. I love watching you conquer all these next big goals and dreams, and also being inspirational person for your community and showing them what's possible. I think we need to have more women-led communities, more safe spaces for all of us to grow, to support each other, share experiences. And I just love that that's what you're doing, that's what you're about, and supporting other people in pursuing their careers and goals.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you for having me today, and for having me as part of the Women Thrive community.
Yeah, absolutely. You've been such an amazing addition this year. And of course, we're going to continue our beautiful relationship and collaboration. So I'd love for you to be there, 18th to the 22nd of March. This is our annual event, which means it only happens once a year, third week of March. And this is to really celebrate Women's History Month, International Women's Day, just to really spotlight incredible women doing some amazing things. They bring a ton of value, expertise, experience, resources, wisdom that are going to be sharing on our stage. And Hannah is just one of our VIP speakers that is going to be delivering her wonderful talk on our stage. So make sure you head over to womendrivesummit.com. Get yourself signed up for Hannah's talk that is going to be happening on Friday, the 22nd at noon UK time. And leave a comment below. Let us know where you watched from. If you have enjoyed this conversation, share it with your own social media followers. And we hope to see you on more of these social media lives as we introduce other incredible speakers. And this is a great opportunity to get to know who we have on stage. So when you're attending the summit, you know exactly which talks you want to go and attend. Hannah, thank you so much for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you at the summit.
Thank you so, so much. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day, and that's all for us today. Thank you.